Hi everybody, Father Bill Holtzinger here, and this is your Friday reflection, though it's going up kind of late, and this is unusual, but that's okay. I'm here to just kind of share just basically three things. One of those is this: we've hired a new principal. That is beginning in the new school year, which is July 1. The interview process was amazing. We had 3 different sets of interviews. The first was with the parish leadership team and myself, as well as the second one would be with some teachers and some parents. And then third, back to the PLT, or the parish leadership team, this time inviting the director of the Office of Catholic Ministry, or the Mission of Catholic Education, I should say, Dr. Elias Moe, into the circle of doing the interviews. And of course, as they go through, they get more specific and directed and even very personalized at the very end about, the candidates and things that we want to really dig into, that may be questions that we had before, or maybe even controversial things, and we want to get direct answers about those things. And I must tell you that who we have hired is Peter Moshinsky, and he has been a principal at the school district of Forest Grove, also a vice principal there, and then before that, a counselor in Hillsborough. He is currently working as an HR director in the St. Helens School District. And he'll be moving out of that role to then come to us. So we're getting a person with amazing experience, and I think you're going to love him. He will be following, again, as I said, Dr. Ann Irwin, and he has a lot of the sensibilities of not necessarily wanting to always be in his office. He wants to be about in the classrooms, encouraging the students, but also lifting up the teachers and helping them with curriculum and teaching ability. So this is exactly what Ann does. And with his background in counseling and HR, I think also will be a fine gentleman for when it comes to the areas of discipline and encouraging our kids to, basically live our virtues that we all cling to as people of faith. So I want to, let you know we've hired him. We haven't had it FaceTime with him on campus for the general population. He's still working at his position, but I can tell you with Dr. Irwin and him, they've been in communication. They're going to form kind of a process by which there'll be a meet and greet with him in the future, and I'll let you know. But kind of keep your ears to the ground into the bulletin or the parish announcements after Mass. So that's number one, and that's wonderful news to start with. The second one is this weekend is what we call First Communion weekend. That means all of our younger kids who have been preparing for the year for their first reconciliation are now at the stage to get their first Holy Communion at Mass. And so I just want to let you know that when we do communion, everybody else will just stay put, and these little children will get the first, you could say, opportunity to receive the Blessed Sacrament. And I want you to pray for them. They've been practicing on how to receive, but it is kind of the new thing for them. So they're used to coming forward, putting their their hands across their chest and receiving a blessing. And so they've been taught to come and bow, receive Christ in their hand as if a throne, and how to receive then using their hand to eat the host for communion. And I'll be going over that in the homily in more details. And in fact, I'm going to this is my opportunity to kind of share with the community some things that we sometimes get into habits of. They're not exactly what I just explained. There are different ways people attempt to receive communion, which often result in drops and other things. So I'm going to help out the kids, but also everybody that's coming to Mass about the proper way to receive communion if you're receiving in the hand. And just again, pray for these little children. I think it's the 8 o'clock Mass. We're going to see the smallest number, but the other Masses, there's quite a few, and it'll be a wonderful opportunity. So that's number 2. Number 3 is coming up also. Another sacrament's going to be offered, but this time for adults. And these are the adults in our community who were baptized and confirmed, but just never got baptized and had First Communion and reconciliation, but never confirmed. They're going to be going on Wednesday, 6:30, to the cathedral to receive the sacrament of confirmation by Archbishop Sample. And while there's quite a few people throughout the Archdiocese that need this, there is room for some visitors. But I would probably say, if you're not related or directly to these individuals, I would probably say watch it on a streaming version of the Mass itself, because the cathedral can't really support that number of people that would likely come. It's in the 800s. I think that's the capacity of the cathedral, and it would shoot it up way beyond that. So what you can do is watch the video, but pray for them, because this is a great moment to once again receive the Holy Spirit into their lives, completing their, you could say, official initiation into the church. But then also they can be things like they can be a sponsor for a baptism, or this is really important to have this if they're going to get married. It's also important to just let the Holy Spirit come into their lives to vivify the presence already, the gifts that have already been given to them, stir them into service into the church and into the world as well. So those are the three things: the hiring of Peter Moshinsky, or Pete I like to call him, their First Communion Mass, and then also the Mass coming up at the Cathedral for confirmation. Be mindful, next weekend after this will be our International Festival. That'll be after the Saturday night Mass. So you may want to kind of adjust your schedule now for that. It'll be a lot of fun, wonderful foods. I'll be preaching this coming weekend and next weekend. Deacon Brett's going to be gone during the next weekend for a family thing, but I'll be doing the homily this weekend for the kids for their First Communion, and then of course also the Masses for the next weekend. In the meantime, God bless you all and have a great weekend. See you at Mass. Bye-bye.